Damn, I got look at this one little hair just out of place, and it's gonna drive me crazy.
Girl, you keep trying to podcast off the podcast.
Are we not podcasting right now?
You want to take one more? Yeah, we're podcasting right now. Put your phone down.
I recently did a podcast where they were rolling before I knew they were rolling.
What are you talking about?
I was like a guest on a podcast, and they were like, I was like, so when do we start? They're like, oh, we've been rolling, and I was like,
That's dark.
You gotta tell a bitch when you're recording her. I've been saying some out of pocket shit.
Wow.
The fuck?
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I have some. I mean, Lizzie.
What? You gotta give me a second.
Oh my gosh, I've given you so many seconds.
I'm like staticky though. So like when a bitch is staticky, like I can't focus. So you want to give me the seconds, or I'm not going to listen to a single thing you say because I'm like, oh, my throat's itchy because my hair's on it and I wasn't given a fucking second.
Okay, the girl who screams roll every
Hi
time.
everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Sip Podcast. I'm Lizzie Gordon, joined by my beautifully talented co-host.
And I'm Ryland Adams. Okay, this fucks everything up for editing though, because then I have to switch around the things. Hello, you guys. I'm Ryland Adams, of course, joined by
Lizzie Gordon. Oh, the things.
Welcome to another episode of The Sip. Hello, everybody. I just want to start this off because I always, like, right before we roll, I'm like, oh, I got to light that candle. I got to give Lizzie some carcinogens, whatever they're called.
Yeah, they're called carcinogens, but you're not just giving them to me. You're taking them in yourself.
I feel great.
Today.
Although the candle has almost actually been canceled because we record this podcast at what, like 10 a.m.?
Yeah.
I was going to bed last Monday night.
And it was still lit?
It was 12, midnight. I'm laying in my bed and I'm like, I never blew out that candle today. And I'm like, no, I'm just being crazy. It's like one of my things where I think every time I leave the house, I left the stove on, even though I don't ever use the stove.
Yeah.
But I have that fear and it like weighs on me. I'm not kidding you.
No,
it's
I
like
know.
this crazy thing. I'll like go back to the house because I'm so afraid of leaving the stove on. I'm like, okay, I'll get out of bed. It's like after, oh gosh, nothing worse
Candle
than
was lit.
already. Your dogs are next to you. You're in your bed. You're warm. And you're like, fuck, I gotta go look.
Wow.
So I'm like peering out the window to see if I can see the light shining through the shed
This
because
is
it's
fucking
pitch dark
stupid.
outside. And I see the little like
You saw
ambient
the light? Ambient.
Yes. Whatever.
Okay.
And I was like, God damn it. Then I had to fucking run out here.
Yeah.
Midnight. Blow out this candle. We're so lucky this whole shed didn't burst into flames because this is a small candle.
Yeah.
That is only a fourth the way burned through for 12 hours.
Wow, good candle.
What a promotion for that candle. Because
Get you your carcinogens that never stop burning at Target.
it what no. Actually, this is a fancy candle, so it might not even have carcinogens.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Plug it.
It's that hotel lobby. It's like, I think it's called Hotel Lobby, or at least that's what the little like sign says. They're very cute, but I just couldn't believe it's a very small candle. I did come in here and the flame was wilding out, but it was only like a fourth the way burnt.
Love that for you. Could have been bad. That's good luck. Is that what fire on the docket is? Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought it was because I smelled fire when I got to your house. So I thought
What?
You don't smell the fire outside?
No, there's a fire today?
I don't know. I smell fire outside.
Okay.
Oh, I just got something in my eye. Anyways.
Can you not read the... Of course you can't.
Yeah, do you want to ask me about my weekend? Do you want me to just jump into some shit?
Well, okay. How was your weekend?
It was awkward. I went to another networking event that went awry. Do you want to hear about it or should we just move on?
No, I want to hear about it.
Okay. So I entered a piece of unfinished business, like work, a short film that I'm not done with, into a showcase for unfinished work. And I was nervous and scared and alone.
How did you find something like this? So it's a showcase where people go and they're like, I have these projects I'm working on.
Yeah.
Everyone watched the rough cut and what? Give me notes?
Yeah, that I thought there was going to be notes. Like I thought there was going to be a discourse afterwards where people are like, this worked for me, this didn't work for me, but like none of that. And everybody was like super drunk and like really high. And I was like, oh, this is adding to my discomfort. But when I think back on it, it's like, thank God they were really drunk and really high because like I was... You know what I mean? Like I was not well.
About what?
I was just nervous as fuck.
Vulnerable to show your work?
Vulnerable to share my unfinished work. So it's like I'm putting my like shittiest foot forward. And then also like I'm alone here. And so like, you know, when I'm alone, I get weird. And so the first choice I made was like, I'm going to lean. It's in a backyard. So I got there really early and I was just sitting in my car waiting for it to not be like the first bitch there. But it's like I was the first bitch there. And I'm sitting in my car and I didn't realize my lights were on, but I'm just like aggressively picking my nose. And then a couple comes up to me and they go, "Are you leaving?" It's like my finger's in my nose. And I was like, "No, not leaving." And then I realized I should turn my lights off. And then I get there and someone's trying to get in and I was like, "Oh, this is how you open the door. Like, did you not get the email?" Like, I'm being a bitch, but it's like I'm joking. But it's like, strangers don't know you. So when you do
this is progress, realizing when you're doing something rude.
I didn't stop, though.
Oh, okay.
It kept going. So this poor man, I'm like, "This is how we get in, you fucking idiot." And then we're in. And then I'm like, "Well, I don't know what to do with my body now." And I beeline for a tree. I go for a tree because the tree feels safe. And I just perch on it. I perch on a tree branch in the back of the fucking... There's like 50 open chairs and I perch on a tree and then it's like, "Don't leave the tree because then they'll know you're insecure. So you got to be secure about the choice you made to be on the tree. So stay on the tree."
You have no friends there?
Not a single fucking friend.
You're brave.
Thank you.
You're really brave. I've been trying to push myself out of my comfort zone and even I wouldn't do that.
Well, because I'm like, I need to network. I need to meet people. I need to expand my horizons and like figure out people to collaborate, like make a community, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, you can't make a film alone. Like, whatever. So I'm perched on this fucking tree like a moron. And then I realize I gotta leave this tree. I can't stay on this fucking tree. And so I go and I sit in the back row next to the guy that I came in with. And I was like, "Can I sit here?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's fine." And so we're sitting there and we're like kind of having small talk and he's showing something that night too. And then someone goes, "Oh, you guys can't sit here. These are reserved." See, the two signs are sitting next
in
to
the
it that say
fucking
reserved.
back row?
Yeah, literally signs across it that just say reserved. And I looked at him and was like, "Well, way to go. You really fucked me on this one." And he's just like, "I'm sorry." And I'm just like, "Oh, man."
Was he alone too?
Yeah, he was.
Wow.
You didn't get the joke?
No, it was flat and awkward, and it's like it was bad. And then we go sit in a different row together.
Together? Yeah. This guy's still sticking it through with you?
Awful.
I would have been like, "I gotta go pee."
Like,
and then
he
when I came
shoulda-
back from the
he
bathroom,
shoulda-
I would have been on the other side.
I also watched him try to sit somewhere not next to me, but by this point, all the seats had been taken and the only option was next to me. So this poor man had to sit next to me, or he could have gone to the tree. Whatever. So he sits down next to me, and then I didn't realize this, but everybody had prepared like a sketch before their screening. So it's a comedy show where you show unfinished work. It was really funny. Everybody was really funny.
So before you present your work, you lead in with like a 3-minute
comedy
monologue?
sketch. No, like a minute, but like still, like that's a lot.
Vocally or?
Yeah, like vocally, like a team went up and they did like an AI bit where they had an AI chatbot introduce them with them. It was a whole fucking thing. But then everyone started talking about AI. And then I was like, "Oh, this is great. I have AI things to talk about because I have those AI images of my dog breastfeeding off of my titties. So I'll
You're
make
so
friends."
twisted. You got mad at me last week for saying I aroused your dog on accident, but you're talking about breastfeeding your animals.
It's different.
Okay.
It's different. So like then he's like, "So what's your big goal?" And I was like, "Oh, I really just want to breastfeed my dogs, you know."
What?
Yep. That was what I stuck with all night. All night, everyone's hearing about how I want to breastfeed my dogs. And then I say, "Oh, speaking of AI art, here's a picture." And I'm showing them the AI art of me breastfeeding my dogs. But it's not just one picture, it's fucking 5. And I'm showing them all 5. And then they're gone. So that's how that went.
Did you make any contacts?
I will be vlogging with one of the people I saw there.
What?
Yeah. 2 guys had vlogs go up that were really funny. And I don't think they're vloggers, but they're very funny. So I'm like going to vlog with them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. One of them was very high and I haven't heard from him since. But the other one, we made plans.
Okay. What are you guys going to vlog about?
We're going to go hiking.
Oh, cheating on me again.
Well, we're vlogging it. It's not like a chill girl hike. It's like
it's work.
It's a working girl hike.
It's work.
Because his vlog was really funny. He was like, "I was really depressed over Christmas, so I hiked Mount Baldy, and I would not recommend you do that because it is very dangerous." And then he like watches whatever. I vlogged this night too, so you can see it.
Okay.
But it was I was in rare form. It's a whole vibe.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I have to stop hiking because I'm convinced that's all I've been doing. Are you kidding me?
No.
Turn that phone over.
Okay. I'm also just shocked
This is an
by the
hour
name
of work.
I'm shocked by the name I'm seeing on my phone because it's like I'm CC'd on a text between Joe and James and this other guy. And the other guy, Joe and James hate because they had a poor business deal with him. So the fact that I just got a text message between all of those people makes me like, who's going to die? Because someone is. It's a hateful thing. Moving on.
Okay.
Does anyone want to see a picture of me breastfeeding my dogs?
No,
Okay.
I'm sure you've already shown
I'm
us.
just checking. So what's
Okay.
going on with your lights and your security precautions?
Oh no, this is just a little bit of an annoyance. It's not even really a story. It's
Right.
just, it drives me fucking bonkers whenever I like that everything is very secure online when you're trying to get into things. But my biggest pet peeve, my biggest security caution pet peeve is when they do that thing where it pops up like 9 images and they ask you to pick the boat
my
or pick the
God.
light. I
Yeah.
have never successfully been able to pick the stoplights in the picture.
Yeah.
And it drives me fucking crazy because I know my password. Do a 2-step verification. I don't
That's
need to pick
fine.
the stoplights
Yeah.
because I can't find the stoplights. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, have somebody on the phone trying to do taxes. And it's like, hold on, I got to pick these stoplights. And I'm like, it takes me 3 minutes and I still get it wrong.
I hate
You know
when they're
what I mean?
like, pick the building with stairs. It's like, well, one's a 2-story building, so I assume there are stairs inside of it. Do you want me to go that far? Am I supposed to take the leap from external to interior in regards to the stair count? Or do I just pick the one where you can see the stairs?
And I want to know who successfully can achieve these things.
I mean, not us. And how about also just ask, am I a robot? Bitch, no.
Exactly.
Who cares if I am, motherfucker? Honestly, who cares if I am? What is the harm if I am? Can you tell me? Because really, I can't think of one.
Okay.
It just seems like a better existence, just programmed to do one thing, and you don't have to wonder about all the other things. You know what I'm saying?
I think you're
Robots have it
struggling
easy.
today.
I'm having a rough day.
All right,
okay?
let's talk about
We
it.
can't. Not here, not now, not like this in front of Chris.
Okay, instead, let's just talk about the cost of groceries rising.
Oh my God, that is part of why I'm so upset, though. Have you noticed?
No, I don't grocery
Chris,
shop.
what in the motherfuck, bro? Last week, I made a clam chowder for $70 fucking dollars. I bought canned clams and a potato, and that motherfucking that soup, $70 something dollars.
HelloFresh is sounding real good right now.
HelloFresh is sounding real fucking good right now. I bought 1 tomato on Sunday. Guess how much the tomato cost? Chris, you've seen the docket. Guess how much that tomato cost?
I don't know.
$2.33 motherfucking cents. I was checking out at the counter and I was like, oh,
No way.
this is wrong. That's what I thought. I was like, this is wrong. So I'm at the self-checkout. I void it. The woman has to come over and she goes oh, let me take the tomato. And I go, no, I still want the tomato, but obviously something's wrong here.
Yeah.
She goes, no. I go, what? She's like, well, that's the cost per pound. I was like, it's a tomato. And it is not a pound.
What?
Yeah.
I've heard eggs are wild right now.
Dude, eggs are fucking wild.
And they're missing. They were sold out at Costco the last 3 times.
I got them at Costco for $7.99.
I have eggs in my fridge.
Of course you do. this is not the flex you want to be making right now, by the way. That's not what people want. I have eggs in my fridge. And I don't even know how much they cost.
No, that one I know is $7 to $9.
Yeah.
And that is nuts. Right now, it does feel good to be all those mommies in Colorado that have chickens next
yeah.
to in our neighborhood.
But I just can't trust chickens because of that whole vent situation. It just stresses
Wait,
me out.
what?
We've talked about this. They have one hole to rule them all. And I'm not into it. It fucks me up. I don't like it.
Okay, but that doesn't change the egg you're getting from the store versus the egg you're getting from the woman
No,
next
but
door.
it's like it becomes more my business.
Okay.
And that's not something I ever
I can't
need.
think about eggs while I'm eating them or it ruins the experience
Same,
for me
like,
anyways. I
yeah.
have to pretend I'm not eating an egg when I'm cooking an egg.
Yeah, and I
I'm
need
just
it to be burnt.
Don't look, and then just shove it down your mouth.
Yeah, and burn the fuck out of it. And I also put cheese and salsa in it. My egg is not really an egg.
And the only reason I'm eating the eggs is because it's one of the only things that I can cook that's semi-healthy. It's just a lot of protein and some cholesterol.
Exactly. It's that or I'm just having sugar for breakfast. I'm obviously I need the protein because I'm a mess.
Okay, but I did just want to point out your hypocrisy of you're pissed about the $2.33 tomato, but you're fine dropping $28 every day for lunch.
I don't drop $28 every day.
Our
for lunch.
salad at Le Pont Quotidien.
I know that was $28, but that's not every day, bitch.
And then you
I'm
got
on a budget
tart
now.
for another $7.
I did get a tart for $6. I did do that.
The prices here are wild, and
but that's why I was I don't go to lunch every day.
Right.
I get a lunch
Okay.
a week. You know what I mean?
Because I have something I've been missing in my life are the salads that are accessible to me in California.
Yeah.
Because after I work out, like I want a nice healthy lunch that's gonna like push me forward in the right direction. And they have those here. But I swear, even since I was here last time, a salad went from $14 to you're on average paying $18 for a salad for lunch here.
And they don't give you enough dressing, and then they charge you for the dressing.
You're crazy about your dressing.
I mean, someone's got to be.
She had 4 dressings, and then she said, do you think I can get another pesto
because
one
here's
when we
the
went to
problem.
lunch the other
Here-
day?
no,
Let's talk about the
here's the problem.
And I'm like, can you just start eating it? I'm not eating this dry salad. I'm like, you have 4 things of dressing in
They
front of you.
weren't the right dressing, and that was on me. That was on me. Honestly, I didn't know. Had I known, I would have asked for the specific dressing out the gates. Unfortunately, I did not know. So I had to wait for it.
I'm so excited to be working with Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, with nutritious meals delivered straight to your door, leaving you time and energy to tackle everything on your to-do list. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes, so all you have to do is heat and enjoy. I love Factor because you can skip your trips to the grocery store, you skip all that time chopping, prepping, and cleaning up. They have keto, calorie smart, vegan, and veggie, and protein plus options on the menu every single week. They're prepared by chefs and approved by dietitians, and each meal has all of the ingredients you need to feel satisfied all day long. With 34 weekly options, there's always something new to try. Plus, they have over 36 sweets, smoothies, juices, and more satisfying add-ons. Factor has been game-changing for me, especially on busy work days where I'm scrambling to get everything done. I can count on Factor to have a healthy, delicious meal that's ready for me to grab and enjoy while I finish all of the day's work. So get Factor and enjoy clean eating without the hassle. Simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered to your door. Head to factormeals.com/sip50 and use code SIP50 to get 50% off your first box. That's code SIP50 at factormeals.com/sip50 to get 50% off your first box. Okay, well, do you want to talk about me being gaslit by my contractors, or do you want to talk about your dogs?
I mean, we've talked privately about you being gaslit by your contractors.
Well, we
And
didn't
I-
even really talk about it. We were on a hike, and I
Was working the whole time.
was not working. I was
He
putting
was
out
like-
fires.
He's like sending voice memos. Yeah, they're cheats and liars, and they've been saying things to me, and I caught them in it the other day.
and Lizzie didn't know it was
Send.
about the roofing company, and she's like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, I was like, well, what's the hot goss?
And
And
then
he
when
goes,
I-
it's my roofing company. I'm like, oh my God, this is so boring. Like, give me something good. What's Chris lying about?
"No, I'm being gaslit."
No,
out
we
the
should
ass.
talk about
Like,
it. I'm
it's
glad that
crazy.
you've come to terms with this because I really think you should fire this company.
Well, it's not like I've paid them up front, so it's not like I'm even. It's just
You're just wasting time and getting enraged.
yes, and it's
So fire them.
It's crazy because, like, out of all things I should be enraged about, it shouldn't be over somebody we're paying tons and tons of money to fix a project for. And I had met with 5 different roofing companies. These people promised the world. They had the best reviews. They showed all of these things.
they
were
sucked his dick and
"This is
cupped his balls.
Exactly. And that's why I said, you've got the job. And instead of the one section, we're just going to do the whole roof with you guys because the blowjob was so great.
Yeah.
And they were like, this job will be done in 7 to 10 days. It's been 10 days, and I think they've worked for a total of 7 hours. And I am playing babysitter every day. I'm like, where are you?
Wait.
We'll be there in the next hour. Okay, the crew will be there at 2. And I'm calling, and I just keep getting gaslit. And then I catch them in lies. And then the biggest update now is that I've probably got into vocal altercations with all of the foremen. So they stopped showing up to my house, and now the boss is calling me directly. And I'm like, well, I'm catching you guys in lies. And so
It really sounds to me at this stage, they should be fired.
I know, but I've already met with 5 other roofers, and they weren't great options either.
I mean,
it's not easy out here.
But
When
you
there's
haven't been lied to and swindled by them
torrential downpour
Yeah.
in California and everyone's roofs are tested,
Yeah.
everyone needs their roofs repaired.
Right.
So on Friday night, he finally promises me the world. He's like, we're going to have a crew there at 8 a.m. I said, well, I'm not waking up at 8 a.m. for a crew not to show up. So a crew better be at my house at 8 a.m. I wake up, there's no crew here. I text him, I call him, no response. And then the boss calls me and he goes, I'm so sorry. Their truck broke down in Santa Clarita because
Prove
they were
it,
getting
bitch.
materials. I was like, you don't need materials today. You've already done the part that needs materials. Now you're replacing the tiles that are already existing on my roof. So A, why are they in Santa Clarita? And if their truck's really broken down, I want a picture because I can no longer give you the benefit of the doubt because I've caught you in 7 or 8 lies. And instead of sending me a picture, he was like, okay, I'll have a crew there in an hour. And I was like, if they're not, I want that picture. And if not, you're fired. And he was like...
Did the crew come?
The crew came, and they worked all day on Saturday.
Okay.
And he said, next week, you're going to be like all of our other customers, and you're going to love us because we're going to be there all day, every day,
So they've
and your
just
roof is going to be done.
They've just been traumatizing you and really great with everyone else.
That's what I said. And I...
Like, that's not the word choice, my guy.
Well, and a lot of times they'd be like, we have 30 other roofs. I was like, I don't care
don't
what
give
other
a
roofs you
fuck,
have. You
bitch.
shouldn't have taken me on if
Yeah.
you don't have the wherewithal to do it. So it's just like, I mean, I'm not like they've gotten like an eighth of what like
Right.
it is to do the roof. So it's not like they've been paid for this. I've just been like upset all day, every day because I keep getting lied to and I
Well-
keep waiting around for nobody to show up.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it is nice to know there's been progress since, because at our hike I was like, yeah, fire these people.
It's just not that easy.
I mean, I believe you. I've never tried to redo a roof. I don't even know what a permit
Aren't you
was.
redoing a roof, Chris?
Oh God, yeah, it's a nightmare.
What are you doing?
I don't. Uh-oh.
How do you know how to
working,
redo a
yeah.
roof?
I don't.
Whose roof are you redoing? You're
Is
a
it working?
renter.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. No, my dad has a property in Lancaster, and he's pre-stroke. He like would take care of everything. Like he himself. Like if
Right.
anything broke, he would fix it. Roof related, carpets, tiles, whatever. He can fix literally anything all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was a problem with the roof, and he had a stroke, and he can't do it anymore. So kind of just like it was either going to be $1 billion to fix, or we had to figure it out, and we didn't have the money to do that. So I was like,
But how do you know how to do a roof?
YouTube.
I don't. My dad has a guy that he hired often that worked with him very closely, and he kind of knows how to do it. And so we're really taking this guy's lead, but I'm helping him.
So
more
you're
or
like
less.
his crew, essentially. You're like taking his lead.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Wow.
can do anything with YouTube.
But
If,
it's
if my roof wasn't so high, I'd probably try it just for like the vlog of it all. But it's real. Like if I
I hate when
stumble,
he talks like that.
what?
For the vlog of it all. I'll risk my life for the vlog of it all.
No, I'm saying I won't. If
Right.
my roof was like, if this was a 1-story house that
Yeah.
was like a reasonable height from the ground,
God.
I'd be up there trying. But I'm not going up that high.
No.
it is though the most exhausting thing I've maybe ever done. Like I'm in so much pain and I'm so tired.
Are you
and
learning?
Yes, but I've I've always had respect for people that did jobs like that, but now more than ever.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot.
Like, oh my God.
Physically demanding.
Yeah.
It's my God. It's I can't do it. My frail homosexual body wasn't built for this.
Okay, Lizzie, are you getting stoned again, or like what's going on? Why are you like thinking about your dogs in this way? This is only a thought I would have if I was so stoned off my ass. I'm like, "Duh, what's the life of a dog?
That's fair. It's because to answer your question.
And I'm worried about your like fake wine problem.
What?
It's a lot.
Is it?
You're looking up fake wine bars. You're
No,
sending me
that Woody
bottles.
Harrelson thing came into my Instagram feed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not looking up fake wine bars, but also it's fake wine.
I mean, I'll go.
It looks fun, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not getting high, but I was eating my breakfast this morning and Bubs was begging like a motherfucker. And then I realized like this bitch would like lose his marbles if I was doing to him what he's doing to me. So it's the hypocrisy of it all for me. Like, honestly, if I went up to him while he was eating his food and I started like jumping on his fucking
he'd kill
ass
you.
and like scream, yeah, he yells at me when I walk by him.
Well, he owns you.
Whatever.
You need to set boundaries.
I'm fine with him
Parents
owning me, but
who
regardless,
don't
like any
set
dog.
boundaries with their animals are narcissists.
Okay, well, speaking of boundaries, Riley has none. And I told her no.
And she's
I told that lanky, beautiful bitch to get the fuck off me, and she was like, no,
Yeah,
my dad's a narcissist. This is fine.
we're still working on her boundaries, but she's
It's
like,
hard.
it's hard because she has so much energy, and she does like just body slam people when they show up because she's so excited.
She like socked me in the face with her snoot this morning. I was like, Jesus, bitch. I have makeup on, and your snoot is damp. God damn.
But I love her so much.
I mean, someone has to. But you get what I'm saying. Like, it's the hypocrisy of it all for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Your dog, if you went and tried to take their food while they were eating, they wouldn't like it.
No, I
No,
mean,
it's fucking wild. What are these dogs thinking?
Exactly. They're thinking they want all the
Crazy.
delicious, nasty food that we're putting into our bodies.
It's like he wants my salsa eggs that don't look like eggs. Anyway, that was just a thought I had. Thought maybe we could commiserate. Didn't realize you were going to call me a drug addict on TV.
Oh, well, I did not
On
say
live
that.
television.
Don't act.
I'm worried about you.
That was. I'm not actually
Because
worried
you
about
drink grape juice and play Catan on Saturdays till 10 p.m. It's reckless.
No, I commend you for like being as social as you are, putting yourself in social situations with being sober.
Thank you.
That would be very hard for me to do.
That's what, like, when I was leaving that event, it's like, God damn, of course I used to do Molly before leaving the house. This is fucking awful. You
takes the
need a
edge
little
off.
fucking ecstasy and meth to get through
Okay,
something like that.
I don't think we should be promoting that.
I'm just saying, if anyone's taken a press pill in the last 10 years, they've done meth. Let's not fucking joke
What?
about it. I mean, kid ourselves. Yeah, you're not, if you're taking ecstasy, you're taking meth.
Because it's laced with.
Yeah.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs, okay? They're bad,
do
okay?
drugs.
Just say no, okay?
Okay, these were like alt. Do you want to talk about the... I mean, we don't need to talk about our crosswalk incident.
I mean, you said, put that on the notes. And so I did.
Well,
I don't even remember what the vibe was that you were... Were you mad at me because you thought I was costing a man his life?
Well, I was driving.
Right, but you blamed it on me really quickly.
It's
funny how that works.
Seems like your fault. I was driving and you put me at fault because we're driving. There's a crosswalk coming
Yeah.
up and Lizzie goes, "That's my favorite restaurant. Look at it. Oh my gosh." And I'm looking and then the next thing I look over and I'm in the middle of a crosswalk and a guy's just like giving me a thumbs up like super sarcastically.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm an awful person, but also that seemed like a death wish. That guy, because it's like he wanted to walk into that.
It was a weird choice. We're on Ventura Boulevard, a busy street, and he's walking against the light on a busy fucking street. He wanted to die.
And that's on that.
And that's on him. I'm glad we brought that up.
Okay, before we get into hot topics, and I know this doesn't relate to you, but we've been watching a lot of RuPaul Drag Race.
Oh.
And so I just get so curious about how it's so smooth and there's nothing there.
Oh, the penis region?
The tucking of it all.
Yeah.
So I've been watching tucking tutorials.
Wow.
And it really makes my stomach turn.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Like
I don't have balls, and I feel some type of way watching.
they stuff the actual... Do you know what this is,
No.
Chris?
Break it down. Break it down.
Have you ever looked into this genre, Chris?
I mean, I've heard about it. I know vaguely about it.
Walk
but
us through it step by step. How do
Yeah.
we tuck?
I don't know details.
So your balls drop from your body. They came
Right.
from a canal. And so there you can push the balls back into your body where they like had dropped down from.
Wait, these motherfuckers are shoving their balls
you're
back
shoving
in themselves?
your balls back up into tubes that exist into your body. So you're like pushing, and it goes up.
Why?
And then you push your other. So you have both your balls in separate tunnels inside of your body.
Tunnels? How many how many tunnels does a man have?
Wait, is that real?
A tunnel isn't the medical word, but if you
Right.
look at a
It just
chart,
sounds like you guys are hella
it's
sneaky.
very like, and well, have you ever been like having sex before? Or if you're on your back, your ball like, or if you're like about to ejaculate and your ball kind of goes up? Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, if I'm ever like having sex or jacking off and that happens to me, I have to like push it back out or it's so
Oh.
uncomfortable. That's
I have
never
not
happened
had
to you?
that. No. No.
So every once in a while, my balls will fall into this, let's call it canal.
or rise into it.
And yeah, these drag queens, they're sticking them up in there. Then they're taking duct tape and they tape the shaft behind.
They're not putting duct tape directly on their penis skin, are they?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's duct tape, moving tape, but it's got to keep it there.
But they're putting it directly on their flesh?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
And
that sound effect.
so one goes, and then you tuck it in between one butt cheek, and then you go the opposite and tuck it in between the other butt cheek. And they're just tucked up like that, looking smooth as ever.
Wow.
Whew.
Can I just say, as a woman, I'm not that smooth. Like, you don't have to try that hard
Well, they get deducted points from the judge
for
if
having
it's-
pussy lips.
if it's a meaty tuck.
What?
I just want to come out as an advocate for meaty tucks. As Khloe Kardashian identifies as a big pussy bitch, and I stand with her as an ally to the drag community. Like, big pussies are a thing. 2023. Let's bring a meaty tuck back.
Wow. So much respect to those.
I mean, I'm not tuck. I guess I'm not a drag queen, but
Right.
like I
but
think
you could be.
let my dick fly.
You look beautiful as Daphne, by the way.
Thank you.
Like, really, really beautiful.
Wow, thank you.
I'm upset I didn't get to play with you while you looked like that.
Play with-
I mean, I love working with you when you're a little bit dragged out. Mm-hmm. It's kind of everything.
I get it. Shane keeps saying he thinks I could be on Drag Race. And I'm like, I'd have to get good at makeup. And I'm not as much of, like, I don't think I'd excel in these comedy challenges.
I think you don't realize how funny you are when you are that bitch. Because you, honestly, you would fail at RuPaul Drag Race horribly.
Do you watch
I don't
it?
even think you'd be accepted into the nominations of it. Like, they would screen your video and be like,
Well, no, if I got good at makeup, I do think I could contend.
I don't.
Why?
It's the tucking, it's the dancing, it's the healing.
I
Like,
can dance.
Can you wear heels like that?
Yes, I am great in heels. What are you talking
I
about?
want you to prove the heels to me.
I can prove the heels to you.
Okay, if you can prove the heels to me, I'll walk it back some.
Some.
But not entirely.
I'm going to make it my life's mission to get on RuPaul's Drag Race. Now that you said I couldn't.
For the vlog of it all.
Well, no, it'd be reality TV of it all. It'd be filmed as is.
I love it.
Okay.
I would die if you were on that.
I
That'd
would
be
support
so
you
cool.
every step of the way.
Sure you would.
I would. I would want you to succeed. It'd be sick.
Moving on to Hot Topics.
Do you want to talk about Julia Fox's house tour?
Of course I do. This is the one TikTok I've ever sent to you.
I know.
And I only
well,
went to
you
it-
didn't send it to me. You made me go find it on my own. You just brought it up.
I guess I just commentated about
Yeah.
it at you.
Yeah.
And then once it came on your For You page, then you joined in on the conversation 8 hours
Well,
later.
everybody's having the conversation now.
Well, oh, they are?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen multiple TikToks on different people's podcasts about the topic.
I mean, she's doing something right. She got the whole world talking about her again.
Yeah.
What's going on with those eyebrows?
She bleaches them.
Why?
She made a TikTok one time being like, men hate these, so I keep doing it.
She's
And
right.
here's
I
how.
hate it.
I mean, I hate it too, and I'm not a man. But like, I feel like there's a lot of interesting things happening in Julia's corner, and it's like good for her because she's made something out of nothing. But the whole vibe of this, I'm like everyman TikTok with this like apartment in New York that's probably 10 grand a month.
I mean, we don't know her financial status. Like, yes, she's...
I don't think she's very rich.
Well, and that's what I mean, I don't know her net worth. Obviously, when you
Yeah.
Google somebody's net worth, it's never even close to correct.
I wish I had my Googleable net
She's
worth.
had some really great career moments, but I don't know if that amounts to like a ton of financial stability. And
Yeah.
so I did see when I scrolled the comments, it was just like, yes, I opened TikTok for this because I wanted to see how people were reacting. And it was just like everyone was like, wow, the most relatable celebrity ever. Like, this is
Cut
real.
to pictures
This
of her
is
and all her
raw.
girlfriends with their Hermes bags at her birthday. I don't like
You're kidding
big
me.
displays of wealth.
Did she
Yeah.
have an Hermes bag?
Yeah, that was Kanye's birthday present to her, was buying her and all her bitches like Birkins or something. And so there's like multiple pictures of her and all her girlfriends like holding Birkins. She doesn't like big displays of wealth, but every time she went on a date with Kanye, she had a fucking news article about it, complete with pictures about all the wealthy things they did.
Yeah.
I don't like big displays of wealth, but I do only go on first dates on private
And it
jets.
did feel like, she
okay,
wanted
bitch,
to
you're a
just
lying
like
asshole. You love the attention, and that's fine.
stick the knife in and turn it. It's like you could have given us everything you did without that little jab towards excessive displays of wealth.
Which you do. So, like, what are you, like a begging dog or something?
I mean, listen, it was brave to show the current state of her house because
Yeah.
I would never.
I mean,
I'm
my
not-
house looks like that too. So, like, maybe the reason why I look like I'm poor is because I also don't like big displays of wealth.
But I mean, that apartment is very nice by New York standards.
Honestly, and the rent probably is like 10 grand for an apartment.
Right.
Like that.
It's a nice 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the size
No.
or the status of the apartment. I'm talking about what fills the apartment. And it's
Right.
everything everywhere.
Yeah. Well, she's got a kid.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a pretty normal abode.
I'll say brave on her, though, for just showing it as is.
Right.
Even I would tidy a little.
Oh, I don't know that I could do that. I don't even do that for my vlog. Sometimes I'm like, oh, fuck. And they see all the trash on the counters. Whatever.
This might be the nicest you've ever been to Julia Fox.
I mean, I'm being nice, but it's also like, I don't care.
All right. Anna Delvey.
Wait.
What?
No, I can't even remember. Never mind. Continue.
Or is it
Tell me.
Sorkin?
Who could ever really say?
I couldn't, honestly.
Well, I think she's going by Delvey because her show's going to be called like Dinner with Delvey. But Vogue like went to her house and like did a little house tour with her.
I love. Oh my gosh. Is it up?
Yeah, it's on TikTok.
You're kidding me. No. I saw the picture of her out on her balcony with the house arrest bracelet
Yeah.
on her ankle, and I was like, chic.
She's like, I started doodling when I was in prison, but I could only have this size papers.
It's crazy because literally last week when we were hiking, I was like, don't you ever just miss Anna Delvey?
Yeah, all the time.
And then literally that day,
This is a fucking simulation.
it came out that she was in talks for this reality show. And I was like, God is good.
I think we're past talks.
What?
I think we're past talks. I think it's happening.
Oh,
Or maybe she's conned me.
I don't know.
Because honestly, she is the one talking about it.
But I would say this bitch is a businesswoman, if anything, because
I think business is nothing but a long con.
she is also writing a book, and she's partnered with Brenna Murray for a docu-series of her life post-prison.
Mm-hmm.
So she's got 3 big projects in the work, and I did see a lot of people online being like, well, is this giving criminals a platform?
Here's the deal. My dick gets so hard for what Anna Delvey almost accomplished as a fucking immigrant woman in the fucking financial district of New York that's run by fucking big, bald, dumb fucking men. So good for fucking you, Anna. Get that fucking coin. Take it all. Take all their fucking money, bitch. There's nothing more empowering than what she did. She went in there and played their fucking game in their fucking faces, and they can suck her ass about it.
Yeah, I mean, she could have gone...
And she has no shame in her game. She's
She
now
was-
doing a fucking reality show about it and on Vogue talking about her time she spent in prison. Good for fucking you, bitch. Go get it.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not a fan of criminality. It gives me anxiety personally, but I do love a person who fucking goes out there and does it.
I think everybody that's trying to make a successful business does to an extent what she did.
Yeah.
I think she just had opportunities to take it to the extreme and she took it there.
Yeah.
I think she did her time. I think if somebody's knocking on your door with opportunities and money, who would you be to turn it down?
Yeah.
So it's not like
Also-
we're giving these criminals a platform. It's like if you were in her seat, you would also be saying yes to all of these things.
And also, she was a step away from making it actually a successful business after all the lies. And if there's anything I've learned, like in this industry alone, it's the fucking guys who are lying the hardest to get the farthest. And that makes me fucking crazy because I can't stand it.
Yeah.
But there they go.
Yeah.
And here I am. You know what I'm saying? You're probably the most honest, successful person I know. You want to do a round of applause for that? Because honestly, I'm so proud of you. We're just out in the
No, it
street.
is. I mean,
Yeah.
even in Hollywood, it's like to get a movie or a series made, you have
Yeah.
to kind of like go to your financiers and be like, well, I have this big actress
It will be
attached to the
successful.
project.
Yeah.
And then the actress isn't attached, but you're like, oh, but I got all this financing to the actress. And you're like, oh, actress, I have all this financing
Yeah.
now. So it's like everyone's like playing these moving parts, making promises, hoping it will all come together so
Yeah.
that they can make an explosion. It's hard to make big things happen in this world.
Yeah.
And I think like she had a few missteps in trying to make something big happen for
Yeah.
herself. And I think, of course, she's getting these deals because there's huge interest. And I am curious to see her life from her perspective. Everything else that's been about her has been other people's narratives
Narrative.
about her from more of her victim's standpoint.
Right. And I do admit, yeah, she has victims, but like, I was going to say something really nasty.
Okay, don't say something really nasty. Well, I feel bad for like some of the
girl who paid for the Morocco trip.
the
'cause,
girl.
like, I don't.
The girl, but these big corporations.
But
I feel like,
if Anna Delvey hadn't taken advantage of that girl would have never had a book made, and that was her dream.
so everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. Write another book, girl. Let's see how it does. Because without Anna, I don't know if it's going to do very good.
And here's the thing. Do I love Anna Delvey or do I love what I know of her? So it's going to
Right.
be interesting to see. Like, I hope this dinner with Delvey is everything I'm hoping it will be.
I think if you saw the TikTok of her walking you through her apartment in New York, you'd be like, yeah, I love that bitch.
I'll be edging.
I don't trust her. Like, I'm scared as fuck
Like,
of
we
her,
don't
but like,
wanna-
I aspire for the confidence level. Do you
Like,
know what I mean?
We want to have dinner with Delvey.
Yeah, like I don't know. I'm scared because I'm a little emotionally susceptible to conning, and I do want what's best for everyone. So like I could really easily be taken advantage of. But like, love what you're doing. I would like to take the positive elements of it and leave the criminal elements of it.
Right. All right. So GMA 3, I've been following this story so heavily. It's Good Morning America,
Okay.
the third hour. Never had I ever watched it until this scandal erupted.
Oh, the co-hosts that are in love.
Yes. So
They left the show, right?
Well, yeah. So 2 co-hosts were on the show. They were both married.
And this has nothing to do with it. This
No,
third
no, no,
pinky
no.
was just that was an arbitrary lift.
Well, that was their third co-host that like, I don't know what's going to happen to
really?
her now
There's a
that these
30?
two are fired. Yeah,
Wow.
but she's out of this.
Awkward.
The 2 co-hosts. Yeah, GMA 3. Or maybe that's just the third hour. Maybe I'm spreading fake news. Anyways, I know about the two. They were both married, but had a love affair on the show as co-hosts.
They were married?
Both of them were married.
I didn't know they were married. And I'm just like, why does anyone care? Like, this is a sweet story.
And so one of these, I can't remember who broke the story, but they had followed them for months and got pictures of them every time they were out. Are you here?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. They got pictures of them every time they were out publicly kissing. And they did drop this story with all these photos, and everything erupted because it's like crazy. These two people are married. They're co-hosts on a huge platform.
They're married to other people.
Yeah. And so then GMA went on as usual, like without addressing anything. Like all these
With the
pictures
three
of
of them
were kissing. And
No.
they're just like for the rest of the
How
week.
long? For like 5 days?
I think it was like 2 or 3 days.
Oof.
And then they suspended them. And now news just broke that ABC has fired them. And it just, to me, begs the question of, like, should somebody get fired for a
Cheating?
romance in the workplace? I mean, the cheating is really none of their employer's business.
Right.
It's the workplace romance.
Right.
And I don't stand by infidelity at all. Like, it really does just irk
It
me
makes me
on
a little
another
sick.
level. But from an employment level, like, if Chris cheats on his boyfriend with somebody else, like, I'm not firing Chris.
Oh, I'm going to have to ask Chris to leave.
See, and I'm not. And luckily, Chris
I'm
isn't
not the boss.
susceptible for you asking.
I'm just the third co-host. The little pinky on the end next to the ring.
So, what do you think?
I mean, my opinion changes now that I know that they're married. But I
But
also,
that's none of their employer's business.
well, if you think about what they do, they kind of are like the face of a show called Good Morning America.
Right.
That's under the understanding that there's a code of ethics and morality that comes from a person that delivers the news.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that it becomes a little bit hard to hear someone providing news information on a lighthearted show when you remember that they're fucking each other and have wives and husbands at home.
And for me, I'm just saying from like a rating standpoint,
You
I am
loved
not,
it.
well, I'm not the demographic of GMA3,
Right.
had never tuned into GMA3, yet here I am watching GMA3, seeing like
Edging
if
on
they're going to
infidelity.
get fired, if they're going to, well, it's just like this crazy whirlwind of a story. And I understand like ABC was probably thinking, well, this is disrupting our newsroom. All of our employees
Yeah.
are more interested in what everyone else is saying about these co-hosts
Mm-hmm.
than working. But I do think that would die down. Like, I just don't know if I would stand by, like if I was an executive, I don't know if I could like fire people for having had fallen in
Extramarital
love.
affairs.
Because a show does, like, we couldn't do this show if we had chemistry. I don't know if I was straight, like, I mean, that's not what I'm saying. Like, I could co-host a show with a gay guy and not fall in love with him and still be sound in my marriage. But it's just like, I don't know. There's obviously chemistry between the two of them. Obviously, they made a misstep. They had sworn that they, I don't know. It's all
I mean,
very
I would
messy.
have a very different opinion of it if they were two single individuals. But I also am like, I always fall on the edge because it's hard. Like, I met Joe working with him.
Right.
And but I don't know, like in different venues, it's like I don't want my workplace to feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like I used to go to an acting class and it felt like people were flirty and treating it like a dating pool, and it's like, well, the assumption is that I'm a man and you're a woman and we have chemistry, so let's see where that chemistry takes us. And at first I was like, oh, maybe I'm just being sensitive, like I don't know. And then I heard from like a bunch of other women that they had been fucked by a bunch of these men, and I'm just thinking like, I don't know, dude, like this seems inappropriate.
Yeah.
Like, it's a time and place thing. Pick a time and place to do your flirty fornicati, you know, and that's not at work.
Yeah. And
And when I was, I'm actually going to tell the story of how I met Joe, but it's like, we weren't in an official workplace, but I had decided I was obsessed with him before I showed up. Mm-hmm. And then I was inappropriate. So I'm a little bit of a hypocrite, like a begging dog over here. But like, I do also feel very strongly that had I not received go signals from him, and had I not like, there was always a flirty vibe between the two of
But
us.
if you had different jobs and those were your 9-to-5 jobs, that was your main source of income,
Yeah.
and you were both stuck there and you both agreed like, oh, this is something we can't deny, it would be very hard to turn that off because of your job. Like, why would you as
But I'm
an
saying
individual...
leave your spouse.
Of course.
Yeah, like leave your spouse and go about this in a different way. Because otherwise we would all just be batting our eyes like, oh, that was fast. You know what I mean? If they got together post-divorce. But the fact that they're in married relationships, they're the face of a show, they're supposed to represent most of America.
Right.
And most of Americans aren't really lit up by infidelity.
Yeah. No,
So-
and I do think if I was the head boss at ABC, I would think, well, this is one hurdle. We can get over it. Like, we'll get over this, like, media frenzy. But then what if they start having issues? Or what if they start... And it's like, it is almost like something's going to boil to the top and there's going to be an explosion. So why not make the change now before having to do it later down the line? But it is crazy. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, also being a spouse and knowing that my husband was still on air with the woman that he was with instead of me, I'd just be like, I might have to burn that building down. I might have to go to GMA 3 and just light it all up.
Okay, you put on this document that Meghan Trainor's pregnant with her second child.
Yeah, good for her.
Was there anything poignant for
No,
you?
it's just cute. Like, look at us out in these streets. Not even one child, and Megan's already on number 2.
Yeah, she's only 29. I was reading this article.
We can't talk about how Meghan Trainor's doing in
I was like,
comparison to us.
wow, she has this hit song. She's having her second baby.
And her first baby's a little ginger boy.
And she's writing a book as well, which I do like the title of. It's called Dear Future Mama.
Aww.
Dear Future Mama. So just good for Meghan Trainor. Paris Hilton also just announced that she had a
Has
kid.
a baby.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people that do IVF and surrogacy, it's like you just don't, nothing's for certain until it's certain.
Right.
So why get the world ramped up in the case that something like devastating were to happen? It's like, I understand you wouldn't want to live that publicly until it's here, but
She had
then
a little boy. Do we
Yeah,
know his
when-
name?
I haven't looked that far into it.
Can you see if we know his name?
And then you put this, Harry Styles splits his trousers in front of Crush Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, so Jennifer Aniston, I suppose, is who Harry Styles had his first like real major crush on
How do you know that?
because he told the world.
Oh.
And he split his pants pretty fucking aggressively at his show that she was at. I also have to say there is a really funny group of women who are like older that are really into Harry Styles, like desperately into him.
I think
they're
the
like,
world's desperately into him.
I know, but it's like it's funny when it's like Jennifer Aniston and like the mom from Modern Family, Julie something.
Bowen.
Bowen, yeah. I know a Julie Bolton, so I get confused with her name. But anyway, she's obsessed with him too. And she keeps showing up with these posters that are like, I may be an older woman, but that means I know what I'm doing. And she's like in the pit dancing with the super fans.
It is so fascinating to me that like Jennifer Aniston like disrupted her whatever night to just like go sit at a Harry Styles concert.
No, they're having a blast.
I don't doubt that. It's just fast. Like if I was Harry Styles and Jennifer Aniston was like spending a night to go to a concert in a public arena to watch me perform.
Yeah.
I would be beside myself.
No, and then his pants split. It's mortifying, you know.
I mean, I don't think it's mortifying. I think
it's a little mortifying.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't.
There's even a beat with him looking at her like, you know, for those of you who are audio only, it's like a.
Do you think Harry Styles has the confidence to like go all the way with Jennifer Aniston? I would be so intimidated. Like she's such a powerhouse of a woman that I just would be like, nothing would be enough. And like,
yes, mommy.
how would you please? Like if you didn't like you'd have to be so confident in your sexual abilities to like take on going over to Jennifer Aniston's house.
Dude, he might just go into like blackout sicko mode.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? And it's just like it's on.
I'm gay, and it would be like that scenario from last week's advice, though, where it's like one pump on the dry hump and I'm out.
Yeah,
And then
but
it's
then you
like,
gotta call
sorry,
it out.
Jen, I gotta go.
I gotta go.
Sorry, Jen, I'm out. No, I would not tell Jennifer Aniston that I have pumped in my pants.
But you would leave. You wouldn't spend the night in your semen.
No, she's making $2 million an episode for the morning show.
God fucking bless her. With inflation, she should.
Somebody has to buy those eggs.
Yeah, how's she affording those tomatoes? That shit's expensive.
And there's no way she's eating non-organic. She needs that $2
yeah,
million.
her tomatoes are probably like a lot more than $2.30.
She probably grows them in her own garden. Who are
God
we
bless
kidding
her.
ourselves?
She grows them.
No, her and Reese, they were making $1 million an episode on the morning show, and then when they renegotiated for this next season, they're each at $2 million per episode.
I gotta say something that I don't love having to detract from Reese Witherspoon because I really love her.
I cannot entertain this even for a second.
Can you just a little bit?
No. There will be no Reese
Listen,
Witherspoon.
That's
what it's a strong stance for me on this podcast.
I know, but it's not a strong thing that I'm saying. It's like a weak little like, you know what I mean? Like it's like I'm like flicking her a little bit.
She's like the most powerful woman in Hollywood.
I know,
right now.
and I love her, and I love the work that she's doing. And she posted this thing on TikTok trying to make it look like she works with the women at her company Hello Sunshine by bringing them in cakes to celebrate like a million somethings or whatever. But it's like, you can tell these women don't know each other's names.
You think so?
Oh yeah, it's an awkward watch. And she's like, all right, everybody eat the cake. Like, no, eat the cake. And it's like, I don't know that you've been in this room before ever, or that you know any of these women's names, let alone what they do at the company you started. And that's fine. But it was a really weird display of, I'm like one of you. But I don't know how to be.
Okay,
Like, it was
I'll have
a very,
to watch and decide for myself.
I'll show you it. We don't get a break today, so you'll never know how he feels about this TikTok.
Doesn't take away from the amount.
Wonderful work that she's doing.
Yeah,
No,
like
it
she
does
really
not.
has been able to transform her life.
Yeah, and
in
her
a
company
way-
is a majority women, if not all women. So I think that's all very positive. But this was, to me, the first time I ever was like, ick.
It's just crazy that to me she went from being an actress, a successful actress, to being able to be the master of her own destiny.
Yeah.
Like she has taken control and like one-upped everything.
Yeah.
I think it's so
Big
impressive.
Big fan of her. And
I have Paris's kid's name.
what is it?
Paris's baby is London, Marilyn, Hilton, Rio.
London, Marilyn, Hilton. Sounds like something from The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
It's a lot.
London.
London.
Hey, London.
London.
Close
She
to
said
London.
Marilyn is after her grandmother, London because it's her favorite city, and she thinks that Paris and London sound cute together.
They do.
It's a lot of names, though.
London, Marilyn, Hilton, Rio.
Paris.
Wait, Paris is one of his names?
No, it's London, Marilyn, Hilton, Riem.
Riam.
Paris.
No, Paris is her name.
Okay. Okay, what is this no pants trend that you've been saying you can't stand?
I can't stand it.
What do you mean?
It's a trend. People are like, Kendall Jenner didn't wear any pants, so I'm not going to wear any pants. Help me style this look with no pants. And it's like, put some fucking pants on. It's the middle of winter. It's cold. Put some fucking pants on.
Why do things on women's anatomy bother you?
It's not women's anatomy.
It is.
It's not wearing pants in public. If a man wasn't wearing pants, I also would have a problem with it. But men are wearing pants. So I'm not upset about it. Do you see?
It just seems like you get really upset about clothing choices.
Yeah, I would
Can't
like people to
just-
cover their bodies in public.
Why? If
I don't
they're
want to get comfortable looking at penises, vaginas, and nipples out in the real world.
You're such a prude.
Do you want to see penises and vaginas and nipples out in the real world?
Hell yeah.
Do you want the person making your fucking McDonald's to have their nipple and pussy and penis out?
I mean, food industry, I think there should be a uniform.
Okay.
I think if you're Kendall Jenner walking to Earth Cafe to get paparazzi, take those pants off.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, it's just like...
There's two kinds of people in this world, you guys. One's without
And
pants
listen,
and one's with pants.
that food service employee can also be without pants. I just hope it's while they're not preparing food.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm just like, put some fucking pants on.
Why?
Because I would like you to have pants on. It's too much to not have pants. You know what I mean? We're just eroding everything until there's nothing.
Okay, but weren't you a girl that was a fan of like the gray sweatpants where you could see the outline of people's dicks?
No, but it was fun to scream talk about how big John Hamm's penis is. And also, he's wearing pants. He's wearing sweatpants.
Okay. God bless all you girls who aren't wearing pants.
I hope your daughter comes home one day and is like, Daddy, I'm not wearing pants anymore.
Well, when she's 18, she can make those decisions for herself.
And you're going to love it.
No, she can make
See?
decisions for herself when she's 18.
Your little sister comes home. She's been on a date. She's not wearing any pants. How do you feel about that?
I'd probably be like, you should put some pants on, but she's my sister.
Right. So I see all women as my sisters. And the point being...
Except for Reese Witherspoon making a
No,
TikTok.
no. I just was flicking her. I was just giving her a little flick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe get to know your employees. I don't know. Just saying. That being said, thank God she wears pants.
Okay. What's going on with Jay Leno?
Oh, I just thought it was funny that...
Funny.
I know, it's dark. Jay Leno has that TV show, like Jay's Garage, because he's like, you know, he's a big car guy, a big like vehicle guy, I guess, more than just cars.
Yeah.
But it's like one major accident after the next for him on this show. Like literally there was a huge fire in his garage and he got horrible burns all over his body.
I do remember that.
And then he gets well from that and goes back to shooting the show and falls off a motorcycle, breaks his fucking collarbone, his ribs, like a bunch of shit. And then they're like, we can't make this show. We're going to kill national treasure Jay Leno.
So they canceled the show.
They canceled the show. But it's just like, that's like the amount of accidents it took and the amount of actual really fucked up damage to this man's body before they were like, maybe we shouldn't kill Jay Leno on national television. Maybe we should take a step back from this.
I mean, I applaud them for that. He's 72. He should just live happily.
I think he is living happily, but it's like, he didn't set himself on fire when it was just like his time, right? I don't know. Maybe it was just his time. I could be messing
The production
up
can't be responsible for something like that.
Oh, I thought I had glasses on. I've just been trying to push them up my face. I'm like, what is going on?
Okay, I didn't click on this link. Academy, counting, conducting
Oh, so they announced the nominees for
Oscars.
the Oscars, which you and I don't give a shit about.
Sorry.
But what have you seen Puss in Boots?
No, I haven't seen Puss in
Have you seen any of these movies?
Yes, I've seen five of them. I have 4 to see still.
Which ones have you seen?
So excited.
So you're watching all the Best Picture nominations, or which? ones are
I
you
always, the Best Picture are the ones that I feel like I have to watch before it comes. That's like the most important one to me. And then if I have time, I go to like Best Actor, Actress movies, and like I normally don't have time for all that, but I try at least the Best Pictures. And the ones that I've seen are Avatar: The Way of the Water.
Loved it.
The Banshees of Inisherin, incredible. Elvis, I loved.
Me too.
But I love Baz Luhrmann. Even like the movies that people hate, I just like his style. I don't know, they're fun. Everything Everywhere All at Once is insane, and I love it. And Top Gun Maverick was so good.
Is it nominated for an Oscar?
Nominated for Best Picture.
Wow.
Their cinematographer, Claudia Morinda, was not nominated.
Wait, that's insane.
Right.
That makes no
Justice for Claudio.
What?
Yeah,
That's like the best part of the movie.
I know.
And justice for James Cameron. He wasn't nominated as Best Director, even though it was nominated for Best Picture.
It's wild when that happens, huh?
Crazy.
Because it's like, who do you think made this picture? It's like, whose vision was it?
I know, and I was like, poor James. At least he can
Yeah,
be like,
poor James.
Well, whatever.
he's okay.
You can't. I mean, he has fought his way to the top. He has fought his way to get the budgets that he gets for movies.
I think he's been at the top for like going on 30 or 40
It's not like somebody
years.
created that reality for him.
No.
So I just don't like. I can't shit on somebody that successful because it wasn't handed
Oh,
to
no,
him.
I
And
love
you can
James
see
Cameron.
he's like so deeply involved. I mean, Avatar took how many years to make?
Yeah.
So I just think I don't know.
No,
Even
I
though
love
he's-
James Cameron.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm glad we're on the same page.
I love him.
Justice for the cinematographer of Top Gun Maverick.
Claudia Morinda.
And I loved that movie.
Yeah. I mean, he's already got an Oscar.
I'm surprised. Those are like some non-Oscar-y Oscar nominations,
Yeah.
right? Because normally I'm like, snore. They're so like long and draining and emotionally taxing.
You haven't seen the Banshee of Inisherin.
I haven't even heard of it.
I tried to watch it the other night and I was like, you're going to have to put some subtitles on this for me. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to have to put myself to bed.
It's a slow one.
It's a
for
slow
sure.
burn. Great cast, slow burn. I did find the boy who was nominated for Best Supporting to be interesting and engaging in the role. I think Colin did a beautiful job, and I don't give a flying fuck about that movie.
You know, okay, this is derailing a lot, but you know that movie with Jennifer Coolidge and J-Lo? Shotgun Wedding?
Jennifer Coolidge is in it?
Yes.
What?
Yeah. I haven't
Is
seen
she
it
really?
yet. Yeah, she is.
Why do you think that?
I know that.
How do you know?
What did you think those TikToks that you brought to my attention were promoting?
Oh, I didn't know they were promoting something.
That was the whole bit of the TikTok.
Bro, was it?
Yes.
Okay.
And so it's just funny to me because J-Lo's doing like the press for the movie, and it's clear that they had filmed this before Jennifer Coolidge like had
Popped off.
her moment.
Yeah.
And I think J-Lo had just kind of like disregarded her, and not like disregarded her, but she's like on this press tour and she's talking to one of the late night hosts, and they're like, "What was it like to be with Jennifer Coolidge?" And J-Lo's like, "Well, yeah, at the time I didn't know like where she started and began and ended, and I just
Like she's a galaxy?
I didn't know that it was funny, so I wish I would have laughed in real time because now I look back and she's so funny in the movie." And to me, it's clear like she wasn't like aware of Jennifer Coolidge, and now Jennifer Coolidge is getting as much attention
Heavy.
as J-Lo,
Yeah.
that's starring in the movie
Right.
because she's having such a moment. J-Lo's like, "Yeah, she's really on fire right now," and I was like, "Ooh."
I think J-Lo's going through some rough stuff. I've got some speculations. This is the movie that was supposed to star Armie Hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But also it looked like she was struggling with Ben Affleck at the party.
What party?
The party for the movie.
I didn't see this.
Yeah, there was some stuff going viral, some private video that was taken and probably shouldn't have been taken at a private party. But it was released and it looked like she was like checking his drink to make sure there wasn't alcohol in it. And she was like, he's like, I haven't been drinking, Jen.
God bless Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
I feel like her personal life has probably been because
And her ex-husband just married a 23-year-old.
Who's her ex-husband? Mark Anthony?
Yeah. And his kids didn't go to the wedding.
I bet her personal life is so complicated. Being
Yeah.
that famous with that much money where everybody has something to gain from you.
Yeah.
It's
too much.
I can't imagine it. And I really do wish the best for her. And
Yeah.
she
Of course she doesn't know who Jennifer Coolidge is. She's busy dealing with her fucking ex-husband, baby daddy's 23-year-old wife.
Right, we'll let it slide.
Yeah.
I just think it's another funny moment for Jennifer Coolidge and Hollywood and life in general. Like, you never know where anyone's going to be. You can be at the top and on the bottom the next day, on the bottom and on the top next day. It's just
Versatile.
a wild ride. Okay, so what was the story about the Oscars?
Oh, I mean, we have in it. Is it worth it?
No, this camera goes forever, baby.
No, he literally was going like this.
I was just saying until an hour.
Oh.
Oh, got
I
it.
was like, Chris, you told me this camera goes forever.
Yeah, that's what I was like too. I was like, well, so much for not cutting.
A lot of people are always like, when are we going to be able to not cut? Welcome
It's like,
to
well,
today.
apparently here's that cut. Also, I have to pee, so I think cutting's fine.
But can't you just give me the gist of the story you put?
Yeah,
that started
absolutely.
This whole
Now that I know I have
conversation?
time.
Okay, thank you.
Before I was like, why would I rush this in 2 seconds? Because none of us actually give a flying fuck.
Oh.
So this is actually interesting because we don't really give a flying fuck.
Okay.
But we don't. Like, are we gonna watch? Are you gonna watch?
I mean, I'll probably watch the opening monologue and scroll through, and if there's an actor talking I like, that's what I do.
Yeah.
If I can find it, I'll scroll and I'll like, oh, there's Jennifer Coolidge. I'll hit play.
Yeah.
But I spend like 15 minutes total watching these shows.
Same. So what had happened was they announced the nominees, and on the list of best supporting actresses is a woman who I don't know her name. I don't know what movie she's in, but apparently she did great work and she was nominated for an Oscar. But the difference is, because remember that one year you were like, watch this thing, was it Nathan for you?
Mm-hmm.
About how the Academy Award actually works and like all the money that they put into campaigning and like,
Oh,
it's
that was Adam Kahn.
it doesn't matter who it was. It's the sentiment of the
Okay,
film
okay.
of the piece that I'm talking about. So it's a very political thing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of money goes into campaigning. I actually recently learned that there are companies that their sole fucking purpose is to campaign for Academy
Oh,
Awards.
all these agencies are hosting luncheons with
Yeah.
all of the people on the board
Yeah.
to try to. They do everything
and
they
these
can
agencies
to
employ
persuade.
hundreds of people.
And the agents also have huge stake in it because
Yeah.
they're on a base salary, but they get huge bonuses based on their client's performance. And then if you get one of your clients an Oscar nom or
Mm-hmm.
an Oscar win, then everyone's calling the next year, and then you have an A-list client, and your bonus is going to be out of this world.
Yeah.
So everyone has money in the pot.
Yeah, and it's like the biggest company, the biggest budget for the campaign wins.
Mm-hmm.
And so this woman who was nominated for Best Actress is an upset. The Academy is launching an investigation into social media promotion because while they were voting for the nominees, a bunch of people in the Academy, like Gwyneth Paltrow is one of the names and a few other like big wigs actors wise, pushed for this woman to be nominated, and they're not spending money on it. Like that's just a grassroots guerrilla social
Right.
media campaign for a person who they saw doing excellent work.
Right.
And the Academy is like, we need to look into this. Like that's how fucked that is. And it's like every year I feel like the curtain gets pulled back a little bit more, and it's like I used to really look up to the Academy Awards as a little girl. Like some of my earliest memories are staying up all night to watch the Oscars, being so excited to see the performances, being super excited to know who's hosting it, even though a majority of my youth, it was Billy Crystal. Like all of these things. I used to aspire to be a member of the Academy because it fucking meant something. And I feel like each year I'm like, oh, this means nothing.
Yeah, because you start seeing the inner workings of how everything is conducted. And
Yeah, it's contrived,
Yeah.
it's political, it's financial. None of it is like a sincere expression of anything. And like I mean, I don't know. It feels like it's been a long time
mean-
since Hollywood meant something.
As is almost everything, because when
Yeah.
money's involved, I think a lot of things do start with good intentions, but then to keep something afloat or to push it forward
Yeah.
or to make it bigger, there's all these decisions that have to be made, and some that might not seem consequential become very fraudulent like later down the line.
It also just feels like everything's so heavily saturated. It used to be really fucking hard to make a movie. Making a movie on film was really fucking hard. Making a picture that made sense and like altogether the amount of people and passion and love that went into making a piece of work mattered. And now cameras are accessible, iPhones are accessible. Everybody can shoot whatever the fuck they want and put it onto TikTok and it fucking excels. Movies aren't in theaters anymore. They're straight to streaming. Nobody gives a shit about the experience. It's just let's pump and dump. And it's like, as a person who would love to make something that's like garbage and be part of the pump and dump cycle, I'm also like, oh, this is a little devastating.
Yeah.
It's like we're losing the actual culture and passion and love of the artistic storytelling. Every Hallmark Christmas movie is exactly the same. And we don't care. We keep consuming it. It's an interesting dark thing.
And like it's equal. Everyone's equal parts of the problem. Like, yes, they keep making them, but it's because us as consumers keep watching them.
Yeah.
If we stopped watching them, they'd stop being made.
Yeah.
And there's so many streaming platforms because everyone has an appetite to consume everything. It's we want that quick fix.
Yeah.
So like you see how it comes to be, and it's hard to find a solution.
I mean, it feels a little bit like we're chewing our food and then spitting it into a bucket instead of using it to nourish our bodies. And it's like kind of sad. Because now I was actually thinking about movies the other day as like tantamount to reading a book, but it's like, whoa, bro, no, there was a point in time where movies were like mushing your brain, and now watching a movie is better for my brain than spending 2 hours on TikTok.
Wow.
Yeah.
Take that in.
And that's the sip.
Yeah, that's the sip. No, thank you guys so much for watching and enjoying our show. We will be back next week. We love you so much, and we'll see you later.
And that's the sip.